Hello everybody, another week, another guest. Episode 2 of the T.Y.T podcast is online for you. This week's guest is Dmitry. We have spent well over 1 hour talking to each other. Both myself and Dmitry enjoyed our chat. Dmitry has been working with evolution for quite some time. During this time, he has also spent some time studying chemistry at university. Dmitry is a very brave man with whom you can have a conversation regarding anything. I hope you will find the conversation enjoyable and at the same time an opportunity to get to know things you did not know before this interview.
Dear Dmitrijs, welcome to the second episode of my T.Y.T podcast. How do you feel today? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. My first question is, straight to the point, working as a host at Evo, which is the worst part of a working day for Dmitrijs, ? Which is the worst part of a working day for Dmitrijs? Worst part? I don't like stressing. It's a very, very rare thing when I'm stressing on here because, with time you can actually get used to things very, very quickly. At first, as a newcomer, you're probably getting stressed. But, with time you actually don't get stressed at all because you kind of understand, well, the game runs in the worst part of the working day. I don't know. Probably glad I'm doing this for a living. Because look at me. Well, not the outfit. The outfit is a whole other story. Golden ball, by the way, everybody. Excuse me, I should have... I don't know. Worst part of the working day. Like, which part is the worst? Finishing the job is the worst part. It's too in here. Take everything to call, but I've been told, that for some, getting to familiarize with the rules and mechanisms of the game, might have been stressful for some hosts. How the experience overall. It's right here now, everybody. 1% Texas Max. I like. I like all the games I host, to be honest, and that one's actually very cool. I like it. Like one of the top games to host, actually. One beyond this one, of course. Because over there, it's so chill, man. You're just standing, you're talking, you're announcing the results, you chat with people, just bring the bones back and forth. That's all good. That's pretty accurate. When you joined the team as a new host, who was the first person colleague you met and what was your first chat words about? It runs to levels 14 and 9. New round starting. Good luck to you. Well, the first one was Lucas. Of course, Lucas. Lucas helped me a lot, actually. Because, as a newbie, I was kind of stressful and all that. He said, yo, man, chill out. Just do your thing, blah, blah, blah. Take everything, tick all buttons. Well, at least I remember that. Probably there's been more people. And whatever, just do your thing, bro. Those are like basic things, but they kind of cheer you up at the same time because that's probably something that you would hear from a colleague, but it kind of cheers you up anyways. So those kind of things, what I've noticed, those kind of things, like the cheering up things, they actually work pretty well from people you do not know. Because you think, they kind of have some amount of respect already because you don't know them, and you're like, well, they have some medium amount of respect. Not respect, but you hear for them the most, because you think that, those people know what they're talking about. But your nearby people, that's my subjective opinion. When your nearby people cheer you, it's kind of, it's not fake, but, that's something that you would expect from them. They would anyway say good words no matter what. But when random people cheer you up, it's not random, but people that you do not know that well. It works better than if a person that you know well, your friend, your family member, cheers you up. It doesn't work that well as if that would be somebody from the street. Which is betting time in here now, buddy. So I want to say that Lucas was a stranger or something, but he was like somebody I kind of knew, but he was like an acquaintance, not a colleague at that point. So what were the first words? Well, I don't know. I don't remember. I was like, yo, man, it's so scary. And Lucas was like, oh, man, just chill. Yeah, that's like ultimately what Lucas says all the time. Like when I meet him, he's like, chill. And there's like a Latvian version of the word chill, like In Latvian, you say chiliņā, chiliņā. Well, that's what Lucas says. Normal chiliņā. It says easy peasy all the time. Yeah, that's also his quote. 1.6x, everybody. Good luck. Monica Yamahi with the top 3. Hello for all the new people joining in, by the way. Once again, hello, nice to see 5 FPS. So you cannot even point out as 1.2x, green in here. My question is this. Was there a departure of any particular host who has left Evo for good, which has made you feel sad, at least for that day? Oh, you mean, did I feel sad about somebody leaving? Yeah, there's been such a host called such a host, Clara. Well, she used to be one of the oldest colleagues I had over here. She had a good vibe. We used to like the same music as well. And yeah, we used to host games though in different times, but yeah. She left and that was kind of sad. That happened eventually. Well, if we had a chance, we've always been talking or discussing something. It made me feel sad, of course. 3.6x. When you meet somebody new, what the things you look for first in order to get a good first impression about that person? Well, it's kind of sad. Actually, man, you're asking such absurd questions. I like it. That's 159 people on here. Good luck to everybody. Decide what you want to do. What are you gonna go with? You know, it goes like a snowball all the time. So when you're talking with somebody, you're like kind of ping-ponging each other, you know. And once you find some mutual points, some mutual interests, you're like bam, 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 bam. But usually the topics are pretty basic in all the cases. Like, do you study somewhere? He or she goes like, yes, I do. You're like, oh, what's there? What's that? How was the studies? Boom, boom, boom. Where are you living? What are you doing for a living? Hobbies, boom, work. You're like, boom, boom, boom. You're working, you're doing that. Okay, that's interesting. What do you do there? Bum, bum, bum. If you know something about it, you like talk your experience, while your things are going, and get to know the person better. And in usually when you talk with girls, well, I don't prefer talking when somebody's tipsy, because when people get drunk, they usually, sense people. When you're like listening to each other and you're correct or something, you know, you do everything gently and all that. I don't know, just the way it is. But people may lie. People lie. Some people are very good at lying and acting and pretending like they're somebody else. It's just, some people are just masters at doing that. Take up, team, take up. So yeah, and I also don't like when people are shy. Well, not shy, when they're like, they cannot say anything. That's kind of what you cannot say anything. Like, just say something. Well, I understand if you're like on a job interview or something. Where you're like being stuck and you're trying to pick the words correctly. Where you're like with your friends or people you know, you just like talk. Come on, like nobody's gonna judge you for anything. Let's go. That's the red ball here, everybody. And that's it for this round. If someone had to ask you, Dmitry, please describe what is there behind the Monopoly or CD wheel. What is there? What do you see? There's literally a mount for the wheel. Because, you know, it kind of makes sense that... all that. But yeah, right behind there... There's just a stand. I have no idea what it's made of. Like, metal, probably. Wood. No, it's not wood, it's metal. So, literally a mount for the wheel. So, that's what there is. Well, there's literally... Well, if you were look... I'm not sure though, I need to check it, but there's like a video on YouTube on the making of both of these two games, Monopoly and Crazy Time. And there's a lot of footage of the studio, a lot of shots. I believe there are also shots behind the wheel. I'm not sure, but if you watch that vid, there's like it's not long, it's like a short documentary of like 10 minutes or something. So yeah, you may take a look at that video and you will get to know a lot more things on how the game was created.
Thank you for watching part 1 of this podcast. Part 2 will be available later on today. I hope you enjoyed watching the first part of this chit chat.